여러분, 안녕하세요. Always with teacher Nina입니다. 자, 여러분, 반갑습니다. Glad to meet you again. 자, 오늘은 lesson 1 인사 conversation 2 하도록 하겠습니다. Did you review well in previous our lesson 1 conversation 1 part? And also we learned 3 grammar points, right? 자, 그러면 let's look at what we're going to learn today. Alright, so what's new for today? Today we're going to learn about conversation 2. 한국 사람이에요. 한국 사람이에요. So this question is asking about your nationality. So it means, oh, your nationality is Korean? So it means, are you Korean? 이렇게 질문하는 겁니다. And we're going to learn today 2 grammar points. First one is yes or no question. Second one is negative equational expression, and 1, 은 or 는, and 2, 이 or 아니에요. So we're going to learn, previous lesson we learned about equational expression, right? But today we're going to learn negative equational expression. Okay, then, are you ready to go? Let's go! 자, 여러분, 오늘의 new words vocabulary입니다. So, first of all, we're gonna do 듣기 연습, 듣기 연습, listening practice 하도록 하겠습니다. After 듣기 연습, please press pause button and then also 말하기 연습 해주세요. So, 말하기 연습, speaking practice, okay? 자, 그러면 are you ready to listen? 자, 시작합니다. 선생님, 선생님, teacher, she, attached to a person name for courtesy. 영국, 영국, United Kingdom. 영어, 영어, the English language. 이름, 이름, name. 일본, 일본, Japan. 중국, 중국, China. class, class, class. 한국어, 한국어, or 한국말, 한국말, Korean language. All right, so from now on, we're going to practice 말하기 연습. So 말하기 연습 시작할게요. Please press pause button and then please speak out and practice your speaking skill. So let's go. 자, 여러분, practice 잘 하셨나요? How was it? All right, so keep trying to read out and speak out each vocabulary. So I recommend to you, especially new words and new vocabulary, as much as possible, please make an output. So it means like just read out and also using like your speaking skill to make a sentences with the new vocabulary, or even those small part of the expression you can just use with the new words. For example, 선생님 이 or 선생님은, right? Or 뭐뭐 씨. So your name 정희, if your name is 정희, for example, 정희 씨. So as much as possible, please practice speaking out. All right, then let's go move on today. Conversation part. So conversation 2, 한국 사람이에요. 자, 한국 사람이에요 라는 표현이죠. So 한국 사람이에요. It means 그렇죠. Are you a Korean? 이런 뜻입니다. 자, 여러분, 사람이라는 게 무슨 말일까요? 사람. It means person, or 사람들 means people. 자, 그런데요, 한국 사람. So country name 한국 is South Korea. 그리고 after that, 사람. If you put it together, 한국 사람 means nationality. So it means Korean이 되겠죠. Alright then, let's 듣기 연습 first. So let's listening first. After that, what? There you go. 말하기 연습. We're gonna do speaking practice. Alright. Then let's go. Michael, 안녕하세요. 저는 마이클 정이에요. 이름이 뭐예요? 소피아. 소피아 왕이에요. 반갑습니다. 마이클. 소피아 씨는 한국 사람이에요? 소피아. 아니요. 한국 사람이 아니에요. 중국 사람이에요. 마이클. 아, 그래요? 저는 한국 사람이에요. Alright. Then 지금부터 말하기 연습, speaking practice 시작합니다. Let's go. Okay. Did you practice well? 자, 그럼요. Let's translate conversation to part. 자, 안녕하세요, 여러분. Do you remember what does that mean? 안녕하세요? 그렇죠. It means say hello or how are you? 라는 표현이죠. So Michael asked, hello, how are you? 라고 말합니다. And then, 저는 마이클 정이에요. So in the previous lesson, conversation 1, we learned about how you introduce your name. 그쵸? 저는 마이클 정이에요. So here, Michael is first name and Jung is last name. But what about in Korea? Do you remember that? 그렇죠. In Korea, this first name go to the after family name. 그래서 저는 정 마이클이에요. 그죠? And 이름이 뭐예요? 자, 여러분 여기 볼까요? 이름이 뭐예요? 자, 이름이 뭘까요? 자, what does it mean? 이름. 자, 이름이라는 표현. It's like a name이라는 표현입니다. 자, name. So, what is your name? 이라는 질문이죠. What is your name? 이름이 뭐예요? 자, 그러면 at this point, 자, 이름이 뭐예요? You can ask to your friend or younger than you. But what about when you ask to a senior or very kind of higher social status? Do you think you can use 이름이 뭐예요? 아니죠. No, 그렇죠. Because Korea society we consider honorific form, 그쵸? So that's why 이름이 뭐예요 cannot be used to a senior. To a senior, an honorific expression 성함이 어떻게 되세요 should be used. So let's look at it. 성함이 어떻게 되세요 must be used. 자, 성함 is honorific expression of 이름. 그래서 성함이 어떻게 되세요가 돼야 합니다. So 되세요. So we're going to learn about this honorific form later in chapter 3. But 되세요 is 세 means honorific expression. So please remember when you talk to older than you and also people who are really senior or 선생님, right? Then you should ask 성함이 어떻게 되세요? Okay. 자, 그럼 let's go Sophia's words. Sophia said, Sophia 왕이에요. I'm Sophia 왕. 반갑습니다. 자, 여러분, what does that mean? 반갑습니다. 그렇죠. Glad to meet you or nice to meet you. 그쵸? And Michael said, Sophia 씨는 한국 사람이에요? 자, Sophia 씨는 한국 사람이에요. 자, 여러분, 여기를 잘 보세요. Look at here. 씨라는 표현이 붙였죠. 그래서 Sophia 씨는 한국 사람이에요. So, are you Korean, Sophia? 이렇게 말했어요. 자, we're gonna just learn it to see after this conversation too. But please look at this part like carefully. C라는 part. 자, 그래서 C라는 part 잘 봐주세요. And Sophia said, 아니요. 한국 사람이 아니에요. 자, 아니요라는 말 뭐죠? 네 or 아니요. So, 네 means yes. 아니요 means no죠. 그래서 I am not Korean. 그래서 아니에요. 한국 사람이 아니에요. 중국 사람이에요. 자, 여러분, 중국 사람 어느 나라 사람일까요? 그렇죠. 중국 means China. 그래서 중국 사람 means I am Chinese가 됩니다. Michael said, 아, 그래요? Oh, really? 저는 한국 사람이에요. I am 한국 사람, Korean. 이 되겠죠. Alright, then let's move on our new expression today. 자, look at this part. So, I just mentioned about 뭐뭐 she라는 표현, 그쵸? She denotes the speaker courtesy toward a colleague, fellow student, coworker, or even toward his or her student. juniors, or supervises at work. So for example, she, 자, 어떻게 말할 수 있을까요? When you met your colleague, 자, if you, for example, the colleague name is Mina, right? Then if you call your colleague just Mina, it sounds a little bit not polite way. So always you need to put it she. So Mina she. Or if your colleague name is 철수, then 철수 C. Okay. But remember, it's not appropriated to use a she to speaker or refer to one's seniors, teachers, or older people. So she should be attached to the full name or to the first name only. 자, look at this part clearly. So if the person is senior, rather than you, and also if like teacher, then we don't use she because she is like equal kind of status and also relationship is like equal, right? So at that point, you can use the she colleague. But remember well, to senior or older people or 선생님, then we don't use she. 자, and also one more thing. 자, 여러분 보세요. So 선생님의 이름이 최네나입니다. So my first name is Nena, but my family name is 최, 그쵸? 자, at this point, you, for example, my colleague call me 최네나 씨. And also, they can call me Nena 씨. But 최 씨. 자, 이렇게 한다고요? or 안 한다고요? 자, we don't say that, 최 씨, because we use she just like it should be attached to the full name or to the first name only, not to the last name. Okay, so we don't call 최 씨. We can call 최네나 씨 or 네나 씨. Okay. 자, 그러면 여러분, can you practice using your name attach the she together? All right, I will give you 1 minute. So please call your name attaches with she. All right, so did you practice well? 자, 여러분 잘 practice 하셨나요? So remember again, so when you met your colleague or coworker, please do not say just their first name. So please use the attach this form of the she, okay? That's really polite way. All right, then let's move on our next expression. So, and next expression is 그렇죠, naming a language and nationality. 자, I put all of the flag, 그쵸? It's country, right? 자, which flag is this? 한국이죠. And 미국, 영국, 캐나다, Spain, 프랑스. 자, here's one tip. In Korean language, we are intonation language, but when we mention about 미국, 영국, Spain, Canada, France, right? So this part, Canada, Spain, France is exactly same as English, right? But we don't make kind of a lot of intonation in here. We just make chord the country name as a flat way. So for example, it's not a Canada. We just say Canada. And it's not a Spain. We call it Spain. And we don't say France. We say France. So each syllable, we just say each syllable clearly and make a flat way. Okay, then let's go on. 자, here is 중국이 있고요. 일본 and Russia, 그쵸? 자, and also we don't say Russia. We just say Russia, 그쵸? So 중국, 일본, 러시아, 그쵸? 자, 그럼 여러분, look at this part. 자, this is country name, 한국, 미국, 일본. So when you call the language name, you can put it all after country name. So for example, 한국, right? Then 한국 is Korea. What about Korean? 그쵸? Korean is 한국 all. Then what about nationality? So nationality is after country, just put it 사람. So it means 한국 사람이 됩니다. 한국 사람. 자, look at the country names. 미국. 자, 여러분, what does that mean? 미국. 그쵸? 미국 is America. 그쵸? 자, 그러면은요, 여러분, many students ask me, oh, then English is we should call 미국어? Then what about 여러분? Think about it. English use our diverse country, right? So for example, in Canada or also UK, 그쵸? So we don't say 미국어, 그쵸? We just say that in here. So English is 영어라고 합니다. Please remember well, English is 영어, not 미국어, because English is used in the many country, like Canada and also UK. So we don't say 미국어. We say English is 영어. So 미국어 is a non-existent word, okay? 자, 그러면 what about nationality? 그렇죠. In nationality is the same way. 미국 사람이 됩니다. 자, 그러면 what about 일본? So language is 일본어 and nationality is 일본 사람. 자, 여러분, 그럼 what about Chinese? 자, about the language part. 그렇죠. China is 중국. 그렇죠? So language should be 중국어. 그렇죠? What about nationality is 중국 사람이 되겠죠. Okay. 자, 그러면 여러분 think about it. Country's name and then making a language and also nationality. So, did you practice well? 자, 여러분 많이 연습해 주세요. Please practice to make language and also nationality, okay? So just put it, remember, after country name plus means language, and also after country name plus 사람 means nationality. Okay, then let's move on. Our today's grammar point. 자, our first grammar point is yes or no question입니다. 자, yes or no question. So here are two examples, 그쵸? Mike and Yumi talking 하고 있어요. 자, Mike asked Yumi 씨, 한국 사람이에요? And Yumi said, 네, 한국 사람이에요. 자, Mike is what he's asking. 자, Yumi 씨, 자, again here, 자, Yumi 씨라고 나와 있죠. So Mike using the proper way to 씨라는 말, to polite way, 그쵸? So Yumi 씨, Yumi, are you Korean? 그쵸? 자, what about then if Mike want to ask, are you Japanese? 그러면 일본 사람이에요. 그쵸? What about Chinese? 중국 사람이에요. What about American? 미국 사람이에요. Then what about Russian? 러시아 사람이에요. 그렇죠? And Yumi said, 네, yes, 한국 사람이에요. I am Korean. 그쵸? 자, 여기서 네라는 표현 yes가 되고요. 그럼 look at the other example. Sophia and Steve are talking together. So, Steve said, Sophia 씨 3학년이에요. Sophia said, 아니요, 2학년이에요. So, Steve, Sophia 3학년이에요. So, Sophia, are you junior? And Sophia said, 아니요, no. 2학년이에요. So it means I am sophomore. 그쵸? 자, in English, this is actually question form. 그죠? 사람이에요? 학년이에요? 그죠? But in English, a question involves special grammar. So namely, a verb, 그죠? Either do or be is placed before the subject. 그죠? For example, are you Korean? But in Korean, only the intonation changes. So it means like a rising intonation. And no special grammar is used, at least in the polite and intimate speech style. So the word order remain the same. 자, look at this part. At the same verb ending is used for both question and for statement. For example, 한국 사람이에요? 한국 사람이에요. So these two are exactly same, right? But when you ask the question, you can just make at the end up. So and up. Intonation goes up. Rising intonation, 한국 사람이에요. And you want to answer it, it means like a statement. Then you can just make a flat way. So intonation goes down. 한국 사람이에요. So that is the equational construction, and 이에요, 에요 can be made into question merely by changing the intonation. So this is very simple way. In Korean language, yes or no question, just remember, intonation goes up, so rising intonation. But if you want to make a statement, then intonation goes down. So exactly same form이라는 겁니다. Alright, 자, 그러면은요, What about answering? So answering a yes or no question involves affirmation or denial of the content of the question. In Korean, an affirmative answer is made with 네 or 예 is an alternative form. So for example, 네 or 예. You can use 네 or 예. Both you can use it. So indicating that the content of the question is true. And a denial is made with 아니요, which indicate the content of the question is first. So remember what, please. Answering a yes or no question, depending on content, is true or content is not true. You can say just 네 or 아니요. So for example, the content is true, you always should say yes, 네. But if the content is not true, it means false, then you should always answer 아니요. 자, 그러면요. Ghost, next part 가볼까요? 자, our second grammatical point입니다. 자, negative equational expression and1, 은 or 는 and2, 이 or가 아니에요 라는 표현이죠. 아니에요. 자, in the previous lesson, we learned about how to express equational, right? 자, 근데 right now is today we learn about negative part, 그쵸? 자, look at these three examples. 소피아 왕은 선생님이 아니에요. 학생이에요. 자, 그러면은요. 자, 소피아 왕은 자, 그러면 소피아 왕은이게 되기 때문에 this is and1이 되겠죠. 자, and1. 자, 선생님이 아니에요. 자, 선생님 can be here and2가 됩니다. So, 소피아 왕 equal and 선생님 아니죠. So it's not. 그렇기 때문에 소피아 왕 is not a teacher 이 됩니다. 자, 그러면 뭐라는 거죠? 학생이라는 거죠. 자, 학생이 뭐죠? There you go. student죠. 그래서 Sophia Wang is not a teacher, is student가 됩니다. Okay. 자, then what about Yumi? 자, Yumi said, Steve she. 자, again, remember well, she 1학년이에요. Are you freshman? 그쵸? Then Steve say, 아니요, 1학년이 아니에요. Oh, no. 자, because the content is not true. 그쵸? I'm not a freshman. 3학년이에요. 자, 3학년 뭐죠? 그렇죠. junior가 되겠죠. 자, 그럼 look at the other example. 자, 소피아 왕은, 자, again, 소피아 왕 N1이 되고요. It's N1. And 일본 사람이 아니에요. 자, 일본 사람 can be N2, 그쵸? But 소피아 왕 일본 사람이 아니에요. It means like a negative equational, 그쵸? Expression. 그래서 소피아 왕 is not Japanese. 자, 그러면 중국 사람 뭐죠? What is nationality of 중국 사람? It means Chinese. So 소피아 왕 is Chinese. 자, 그러면 스티브 윌슨 볼까요? 스티브 윌슨 N1. 일본 사람이 아니에요. 자, 스티브 윌슨 is also not Japanese. 그쵸? So Steve Wilson is what? 미국 사람이에요. It means Steve Wilson is American. 자, 그런데 look at here. So 도가 쓰였죠. So here 도 is used. Why do can be used? Because the particle do also, it means also, right? So it's used in a negative sentences as long as the sentences containing it is parallel with the previous sentences. So this Steve Wilson도 일본 사람이 아니에요. Because the first sentence is 소피아 왕은 일본 사람이 아니에요. And after Steve Wilson도 일본 사람이 아니에요 is parallel. So that's why 도 can be used in these sentences. So remember well, the negative counterpart of N1, 은 or 는, 그쵸? N2, 이 or가 아니에요. Where N2 is followed by the particle 이 or 가. So, 자, 그러면은요, when can we use 이? When can we use 가? 자, did you catch when the lure? So when can we use 이 or 가? 자, 그렇죠. 그렇죠. 자, 선생님, 그리고 이가 되겠죠. 자, 그럼 가가 어디 있을까요? 가. 자, 여기에도 사람, 이. 자, 이 is after what? Consonant. 그쵸? Very good catch. 자, so this is the Korean law, 그쵸? consonant rule입니다. 자, consonant, after consonant, E can be used. Then what about ka? After vowel, 그쵸? After vowels. So, when it's end in a vowel, ka can be used. 그쵸? 자, for example, 뭐가 될까요? 소피아 왕은, 자, 선생님이라는 표현. 자, 여기에서 선생님, the other word 선생님, we can use in Korean language 교사라고 합니다. 자, 교사. So, 선생님 and 교사, both means teacher. 자, 그러면 교사. 지금 교사기 때문에 at the end of the vowel, 그쵸? 그렇기 때문에 교사가 아니에요. So 교사 it's wrong. Incorrect. 교사가 아니에요. It's proper way because after vowel, 그쵸? 자, 여러분들, how was it? 자, we also learned today new grammar point and also new vocabulary and also how to express your nationality and also your language, which language you can use it, you can speak it. We already learned about all of this thing, right? 자, 그럼 여러분들, what is your homework? Yes, 그렇죠. Please review well what we learned today and also always please try to make sentences with using what we learned today, okay? After that, you can catch what is contextualized or what is uncontextualized so you can get used to it, okay? 자, 그러면 여러분들, 오늘 thank you so much for your hard work. Please remember, always with teacher Nina. So if you want to learn more about Korean culture and language, please follow my Instagram with teacher Nina and also check our official website. Then you can check our tutoring also online class too. 자, 여러분, you're always 최고야. You're the best. 그러면 우리는 다음 시간에 만날게요. See you next time.